Alright, so this is the Formbot kit. It's the V0. I specifically asked them, I messaged the seller and I asked them to exclude the motor kit and I think the Z kit. I'm not sure if they did. And I also asked them to exchange the V6 for a Dragon high flow. So we'll see what happened with that. So first off, a loose bearing floating around here. So we have a Vividino 110 volt 100 watt heater, excellent. It's got 468 MP, which is just a it's 3M 200 MP, which is a multi-purpose adhesive. It's pretty good, but yeah, I mean for this, not a problem. It's pretty high temp, very chemical resistant. The 200 MP is fantastic. It adheres to a lot of stuff. It sacrifices a little bit of low surface energy adhesion for like good or great adhesion everywhere else on high and medium surface energy surfaces. So I'm glad to see they're using legit 3M adhesive. This is a Meanwhile supply. And let's see if it's on the 110 or the 220 volt. Right? Usually there's a 110, 220 switch. Maybe this one doesn't have it. Yeah, it says 100 to 240. So maybe I'm missing it, but either way, you can check the spec sheet and check, but something to check. I'll do it later to make sure that it's not set to the 240 volt mode. We have a unspecified heater cartridge here. No watts, no voltage. So what I'll do later is I'll just ohm this out, and you can just use V equals IR to figure out what the current is and what the voltage is based on the resistance. Some Teflon, straightforward. And we've got the rat tail here. .10 amp, 250 volt. I'm assuming that there's a fuse in here, but I'm not sure. Actually, no, let's check. Why not? So far I'm seeing they gave us a lot of VHB, like a whole roll. I'm kind of surprised. I thought the bomb only called for like 20 millimeters or 20 centimeters or something like that, so that's pretty cool to see. So the rat tail does not have a fuse in it. That's kind of a bummer to see. What I already did was I'm planning on, I know the original V0 does not have like a back panel to cover the electronics on the back or the bottom, so I'll design one for that, and I'll cut that and I'll throw it on there. And I've already ordered an outlet with a fuse that I'll screw to that. Okay. So that's that. I've got some hardware. I'm not going to go through and check all of the BOM. I'm not going to count all of these. What I'll do is I'll figure it out when I build it. But what I've heard is that they count these basically precisely. You know, if the BOM calls for 162, they're going to try and pack 162. Now, it doesn't mean that you won't get an extra, but it also means that you won't not get everything that you need. So, I mean, it's okay. Everything looks kind of greasy in there, but that's fine. I've got a bunch of spare M3 stuff from when I built sort of my custom supersized Crusoe Mark III S. So I'm just going to set that aside for now. I've got a pulley floating around in here. We have, okay, so we've got our drag chain here. It's PUND, it's not IGUS, kind of a bummer. It's not a flip top here, so you're gonna have to, wow, kind of a bummer. You're really gonna have to route the wires through here first, and then you'll have to terminate them on the other side. So that sucks. I may just go ahead and order IGUS ones. They're not that expensive. I think there's a link on the sourcing guide to how to source genuine IGUS ones. And we just have some loose wire here. I don't know what this is for. I'm assuming this is for wiring your AC components. But it is 24 gauge, it's ADC, 300 volt insulation rated. Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine with that. That's good. I'm not particular. There's not going to be too many AC components. Basically, none of this wire is going to go inside the enclosure, so I don't care. Not that it's going to get that hot anyways. So yeah, we've got VHV. It looks genuine, and then we have Yongyu adhesive tape. I don't know. I'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens. Okay, so we have some sort of strange coupler here. I've never seen this before. Okay, so this is like a pneumatic coupler. It's like, it looks like it's in pieces. This is kind of weird. I was expecting it's like an NPT style pneumatic fitting, but it's like, I don't know what the deal is here. It's got a rubber seal on the back side, it looks like. We've got our clamper in there, our gripper, I don't know what you call those little teeth. We should just be able to push this in, and I'm assuming that's how this works, but I will break that later on my own time. All right, another pulley. It's a small, genuine Gates belt. That's awesome to see. I've got a bunch of these bearings floating around here. I've got a loose seal. That kind of sucks. So we've got 1, 2, 3 bearings floating around. See if we can find the one with that's missing a shield. Got another bearing here. Got 4 or 5 so far. Just gonna set these over here. We'll deal with them later. We've got, I believe these are Microfit connectors. There's no branding on them. I can't tell what they are. Plenty of crimp terminals. I don't know if they sent us extra. Here's our cord. It says it's UL approved. Chaopu. 300 volt, 105C. Not that I care. It's not going in the heated enclosure. Got some wire loom. We have an NTC 100K thermistor, Triangle Lab. People have said good things about Triangle Labs. I haven't used them. We've got our buck converter here. We've got our bearing. I believe this is for the Z-axis. It says it's NSK, made in Japan. I'm not sure. It has NSK, like it has tape that says NSK on it, printed on it. If this was Chinesium, I don't think they would go through the effort of doing that. I think they would probably just use Scotch tape. So maybe it's legit. And we have our BMG guts here. They look pretty decent actually. Let me see if I can get one of these gears out. And we'll do a file test, and maybe this isn't conclusive. It looks nice, I would say. Everything looks pretty clean. It's deburred. I'm pleasantly surprised. The knurling, the hobbing isn't super tall. I'd like to see it a little bit taller, but that may be perfectly fine. Who am I to say? I don't have a genuine, I do have genuine gears, but they're installed in my oversized Prusa, and I'm not gonna take that apart right now. So files are generally like 65C Rockwell, somewhere like that. So if this is hardened, very hard, that's very hard by the way, then it won't bite into it. It's biting in pretty easily. But, I mean, this could be hardened, and then they could temper it down to 50 or 40 Rockwell C. So I'm not, I can't say conclusively. I don't have a hardness file testing set. All right, these look pretty good. They don't smell too bad. They do look like they're cut. I take that back. So the black ones are lasered. This simple acrylic panel looks like it was cut on maybe a bandsaw or something. That, I don't know if that's new or not. I think that might be from 0.1.